Was this the day that England completely lost control of their hopes to regain the Ashes? Because day 3 saw two contrasting images. One, to my right here, is the new dawn of Adelaide. Because Travis Head...
So that's to your left.
Right.
Acha.
This is my left.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't do a Sunil Shetty.
I thought you'd be turning around.
This guy, the new dawn of Adelaide. Why? 6 innings, 4 hundreds. That is the dominance of Travis Head. And here, the Lionheart, the warrior, when you look at it, Ben Stokes, broken, bruised, brutalized. Because by the end of day 3, Australia with an 85-run lead has stretched it to 356.
Both local lads now have 100.
Yes, Alex
It was
Carey.
Alex Carey in the first innings who dedicated it to his late father who passed away in the month of September.
Correct.
If I remember it right. And then the local lad, Travis Head.
Yeah.
Talk about riding luck in front of home crowd. You get dropped on 99.
Yeah.
You get to your 100 just in the next couple of balls after that. What do? You go ahead, kiss the turf. You thank your lucky stars and you celebrate as a champion.
And cometh the hour, cometh the man. Because if you thought...
Can I tell you something, Siddharth, before we get into the nitty-gritties of it, and we've got plenty of time to talk about how is it that the day transpired. Shane and I were doing exactly what we're doing right now. We were doing that for day 2 yesterday, and I said one thing to Shane, and those who joined us yesterday might perhaps recall. I told Shane that I won't be surprised if tomorrow is that day where you see Australia gain complete control. I don't see England matching up. And what I did say is that you may just see another Travis Head century.
Well, Travis, you have got everything spot on here. Because if you thought the Perth 100 was brutal, this was the 100 which has kind of ensured 4 more years, nothing on Australian soil.
You know, when I was, again, that's the Indian in you, that you try to see everything through some sort of an Indian lens. The way that he was smacking the ball today, it wasn't an easy start for him to begin with. He got into control, or he gained control, I would say, of the situation after a few overs. After he got control, it reminded me of one Indian opener, Virender Sehwag. And that's when I was thinking, you've had a Virender Sehwag, you've had the Jay Suryas of the world, you've had the Haydens of the world, you're seeing a Travis Head, and perhaps the other name then came to my mind looking forward for Indian cricket, Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Cold, calculated, that is the aggression we're looking. But before we wax lyrical on Travis Head, let's just look at where England lost it. I would say that England, I know they may still fight, they may still hang on, they might fight for the remaining 2 days which is there. But then let's make one thing very clear, if I have to give the odds, it is Australia at 85%, a draw is close to about 14%, and an England win is just about 1%. I mean, you have to break the record books in Adelaide to ensure you get to the whatever total. I'm sure Australia aren't declaring overnight.
You will have to do something that West Indies managed very recently against New Zealand in the first test match.
Yes.
You needed a record stand. You needed a big partnership. You saw 2 centurions, a double centurion included
and
over there.
And you needed 2-3 Kiwi bowlers to just get injured.
Yes. So you need a lot of things for such a moment to come about. We as neutrals, as no skin in the game, would be very happy if we see something historic like that. But let's be honest, basis the 2.5 test matches, almost 3 now, I would say, you're actually exactly at the halfway stage of the series, right? 3rd day also done.
Yes.
There's still 2 matches left after this.
And 2 days.
And 2 days as well. So you're just precisely at the halfway stage of this series as well. But from the evidence that we have of the half the series that we've seen so far, I don't see that resistance coming from England. There's been Ben Stokes who's been at the fighting end on a couple of occasions now. Today was one such occasion. The previous test match was another one. But barring that, Joe Root, it appears, was a flash in the pan. It begins, you now begin to think. And perhaps that curse of not being able to do well or get to a century in Australia, that curse is somehow reshaping itself. It sort of was extinguished in the first test match, but now you feel this is the England of the old, and for the reason since 2011 they've not won a test match over here, they're looking again the same England.
I mean, see, England did show a bit of fight. Let's make one thing very clear. It was all a day of ebbs and flows. Started very well with Jofra Archer and Ben Stokes both batting with resilience. Let's make one thing clear.
Yeah.
Stokes getting to his 50, Archer also getting to a 50, and a record 9th wicket stand for England. Not since 1925 did they have such a huge partnership for the 9th wicket.
100 and what?
106 runs. But then, if he thought Travis Head was ultra clutch, Mitchell Starc, hold my beverage, because he was the only bowler who had not gotten a single wicket in this whole match.
Family members, what beverage you like?
I mean, any beverage. Any beverage that the masses like, everything what Aussies like the most. But he produced, many people are calling it the ball of the series. It just came back in wobble seam, remember. It cut back off the deck in. Stokes tried to cover the line, but then off stump went absolutely berserk.
I don't know if there's a word like that. Was it a nib backer?
It was a nib backer, and for the 12th time in 18 matches, Mitchell Starc has had Ben Stokes' number. And that is when the resistance crumbled, and you saw that England, to their credit, didn't get a big enough deficit. I mean, 150, they're staring at a 150, 160 run deficit. But I think that one ball, whatever hopes that you had, I think it shattered. What do you think? Do you agree that that was the ball of the series so far from what you recollect?
I'm thinking now, Siddharth. There's been too many wickets that have fallen in this series. Firstly, I'll have to think. I won't comment on it all. Definitely has to be top draw, top three. This wicket has to be. You've seen a couple of very good wickets thus far. That Joe Root wicket, the way that he was squared. Jack Crawley, I still feel got an absolute peach from Cummins yesterday. There's been a good, fair couple of good deliveries that we've seen. You'll have to again rewatch the highlights from the ping ball test match as well. The ping ball does serve up very good moments at times, but definitely top of the head, if I have to say, then this has to be top three for sure.
You recollected one instance of the 2019 World Cup, remember?
Yes, I was just about to come to that reaction of Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes was looking so good back then. Ben Stokes was looking very good today in Adelaide as well. And
what Harshit is referring to is the Lord's World Cup.
Exactly, the dismissal and the expression on a Ben Stokes back then, and the expression on a Ben Stokes today. So many times as cricket lovers, as observers of the game, we're reminded of past instances, and today as well, you felt the way that bat went up in the air. That time I remember, it was an in-swinging Yorker, the bat went on the ground, and Ben Stokes was, listen, I couldn't have done anything about that in-swinging delivery. I'm talking about the Australia-England match in the 2019 World Cup. Today as well, you thought Ben Stokes with that expression, he was like, what more can I do? Yeah. That ball just came back in, and perhaps
that's what we are seeing
for a set batter as well. Look at that. He got out, just flung his bat in the air, and he's like, what have I done? I was in such good mold. He got to his 50 in about 150 odd deliveries. So there was very good resilience that you saw from Ben Stokes as a captain. I do feel for him as a batter, more so because he had applied himself very well. But you've got to give it to the bowler. You really cannot say that this was much to do with the batter. Mitch Starc, how good are you? How good are you with both bat and the ball? That's the question right now.
Got a 50, remember.
It's two now, Siddharth, in the series. He's got 2 50s now. And at the moment, Stark's on another level altogether. He's probably playing this series in another galaxy. These guys are just part of that galaxy, and they've entered Mitch Starc galaxy in a way. But that delivery was just too good. Not many batters would have been able to negotiate with that.
Well, I think as a Delhi Capitals fan, this should excite you.
This excites me. This excites me a lot. Shivam, yesterday while we were doing this, Shivam was like, Harshit bhai, I have a question for you before you wrap this coverage. Like, what is the form of a ducat mean to you? How do you look at that as a DC fan? Like, there's time left, and you want things to improve, and things can definitely improve. Also, another format altogether. In case of Starc, I won't say the same. I wish the IPL starts only tomorrow, and this version of Starc is what the Delhi Capitals get. What is it that the man can't do right now? He can get you wickets with the white ball. He can get you wickets with the pink ball, with the red ball for sure.
If the IPL is played with the pink ball, man, he will top charts every single year. That is the brilliance of.
Can I have a PIL?
Yeah,
I
you
want to
can.
get a PIL registered.
Of course. But Shane will not agree with you that the IPL should start tomorrow because 25.2 crore.
Priyanshu is saying, sorry, Harshit bhai, but STARC in T20.
STARC in T20s. Although Delhi Capitals starting of the year last year he was superb.
He was superb. He was superb in the business end for the title-winning 2024 season
Yes.
of the Kolkata Knight Riders as well. With Stark, he's. I won't say he's a confidence bowler. He's a rhythm bowler.
Yeah.
If he is in the rhythm, there
God
is
help
only
you.
so much you can do to unsettle. In fact, Stark goes much against, and this is his peers, saying things about Stark. He's one of the. How do we associate Australians to be? You're reminded of a Gooch. You're reminded of.
Boone.
Not Boone. You're reminded of a Boone. You're reminded of a Lehman. You're reminded of Border. You're reminded of Hayden. Big blokes, right? Tough personality is a punter. Not that size, but strong personality.
Street fighter. Yeah.
But Mitch Starc is anything but that.
Yeah.
Mitch Starc is the softest of all the four bowlers that we talk about. The quad group that they have as a bowling unit.
The quartet,
He's
yeah.
the softest of them all. He's a soft personality. It doesn't quite appear so with his bowling. You'd look like this is the man who wants to get Snicko sacked at that very instance when he is in the thick of things. But he is a very soft-hearted person. But with the ball, I love the way that he is, man.
But if you as Delhi Capitals fans are excited, as Kolkata Knight Riders fan, you won't get excited one bit because your 25.2 crore bid that you had for Cameron Green, it unfortunately ended in abysmal failure with the bat. If you look at the Adelaide Test match, 2 innings, he's failed on both occasions and 2 very poor shots. One that he
So
played
that
today.
I think he got a good delivery in the first innings. Today though, today
full outside off,
absolutely.
going for the drive, out for 7. And with the ball
There's
also, he's looking rusty.
There's no excuse for the shot that he played today. A full half volley. You're trying to go for the drive. You get lured. And I think they was still hittable. I think this was just a batter still trying to get into the mold after a long injury layoff. But Cam Green, can I tell you, Siddharth, this form doesn't, if I'm looking at from KKR perspective, I won't be that afraid or bothered at the moment of what I see of Cam Green right now, because that Kolkata surface is now flattened out to a great extent. For a reason, we saw Ajinkya Rahane be unhappy with the pitch curator, and for a few years now you've seen Kolkata will give you a couple of matches which will be absolute featherbeds. You'll see record totals. You'll see 250 being scored at the Eden Gardens. So for somebody like a Cam Green who likes to play, with the full face of the bat, with that size of his as well, there's no ball that he cannot reach, I will perhaps not be too bothered.
Okay, so yes, it's not been a good test after that record 25.2 crore bid for Cameron Green. But then that is one thing. The IPL serves up contrast. 2-3 people will have great form after the auction's done. Others might have a slight dip, but they can bounce back. That's how the Aussie continue. But then, before we take comments, let's wax lyrical on the 2 South Australian lads in Travis Head and Alex Carey. I mean, Head, less said about it, the better. Clutch. Big moment, Head delivering. Where have we heard that before?
I think at the moment there's only 2 nationalities besides Australians who know him very well or would know him just as much as the Australians do. The English
And the Indians. Yes.
These 2 nationalities fear him in the same proportion. These two nationalities know him very well about his game, about what damage he can do. And perhaps you talk about trading players. I think both England and India would be those 2 sides who would readily be willing to have him in their side. You don't want Travis Head in the opposition at the moment. Again, the way that he shifted gears is something that we'll all remember for a long, long time. We were used to seeing Travis Head go blazing right from the word go. Today, once he got into the and you could see that he needed to shift gears, a scratchy sort of a single to begin the innings with, after which a few hits and misses, and he wasn't able to cut the ball as well as he likes to do early on in the innings. But after he got to the 20 mark, after from 20 to 50 to then to the 100 that he got, he was just unstoppable after a point.
I mean, my memorable moment when commentary was going on and when Travis Head got to the 100. England have no answers to Trav ball. That's it. Game, set and match. England just had no answers to it. Calculated aggression. That is what Travis said. And England, if they want to have a new template, look at the way how Travis Head plays.
You know, one thing that will also stand out about Travis Head, I think we know that he likes playing on the offside. Today, you could see that he was willing to go on the back foot and play the ball closer to mid wicket as well, and on the leg side. And I like the fact that today's wagon wheel had a wide array of shots. Not a lot. Predominantly, yes, the scoring was done once again on the offside, but I could see him showing the willingness to go on the back foot and play the ball when it was to be hit closer to mid wicket and square of the wicket on the leg side. That's what I liked about this
England also didn't help themselves by putting all the slot balls in that outside off channel. I mean, they just fed him the length, they just fed him the line, and Travis said, he likes to slap it through gully, he likes to slap it through point, extra cover, inside out if you want, he can go that way also. England have tried the short ball at Travis Head on the leg side. Normally he does get out in there, but I think their pacers don't have that pace to trouble him. A Wood would have troubled him if he had that fitness and pace. Archer, on the other hand, when you look at it today, he bowled economically, but his pace was down. There is a major injury concern also to Ben Stokes.
We've been saying that since the last test match.
He didn't bowl at all, and he apparently pulled up his groin. He tried to field. He did that. He was off the field for a very long time. Stand-in captain Harry Brook did himself no favors by dropping Travis Head on 99.
Look at that. I was, we were speaking about how widespread the shots were and how balanced Travis Head looked. I'm looking at his wagon wheel. There is more than a fair shots being played on the leg side. I can see there being two boundaries that were hit closer to mid wicket. I can also see a six that was hit over fine leg. There were easily about 7 to 10 singles that were taken as well, and a couple of double. There's one double that I see as well. Take a look at this wagon wheel, Siddharth. If you were to look at this wagon wheel, this is not something you see of Travis Head very often. But today there was a plan to make him play on the leg side, something that he doesn't do very often. But yeah, good use of the leg side as well. And this is something you see that he's worked on.
I mean, look at that cut shot. That itself yielded 34 runs. 34 runs to 3 boundaries in there. And that's why you thought Travis Head was one-dimensional? Nah, chuck that.
Control percentage 89.
Oh, that is called class. And because of this, and tomorrow I'm definitely sure Australia are not going to declare overnight. They will add another 100, 150 runs
There is no reason to be declaring overnight. Let's talk about what is it that could happen in tomorrow's day's play. England are 356 runs behind at the moment. If I'm Australia with 6 wickets in hand, I'm looking at anything about 520, 530, nothing less than that.
Bat about 2 sessions.
I'm looking at about 90 odd runs in the first session. I have the time. My batters are set. Yes, they will need a few overs to get their eye in. But shifting gears should not be a problem. It is still a very good wicket. I feel there is spin on offer, though. It's just that there's a Nathan Lyon, and in contrast you've got a Will Jacks and a Joe Root who are taking care of the spin department for England. It doesn't match up. You put those two together, you don't get a Nathan Lyon even then. So keeping that in mind, if I'm Australia, I am looking at batting 2 sessions, perhaps getting another 150, 200 runs. In fact, 2 sessions is 200 runs if I'm Australia right now, and that takes my lead to about 550 then. That is game over. It's matter of time. Yes, what now is going to be the thing is that you're not looking at a 4-day closure. It will be perhaps the first session as well that you will need on day 5, maybe 2 if there is another Ben Stokes
miracle.
Not miracle, there is a Ben Stokes resistance. We saw that in Brisbane. The proceedings were delayed, or the eventual outcome, I would say, was delayed because of that resistance. And I do expect, if the wicket is to be the way that it is, yes, a couple of batters, if they manage to settle well, could offer that sort of resistance. Otherwise, though, it'll only be a matter of time before Australia run through that.
It is. So I'll take a couple of comments that are going on at this point. Wait a minute. And the first comment is from... Wait, it's...
Shivam can tell us if you're having some technical difficulty. Okay. Yeah, Shivam tells us freaking awesome comment,
England are totally out of this game, although 350 is the highest recorded chase in Adelaide. No visiting team has chased 250 plus.
Look at that.
239 is the highest
West Indies.
by a visiting team. West Indies had done it.
Correct.
1982.
Okay.
Exactly. So
That was freaking awesome, pointing out the stats for us. England not having done better than 250. In fact, 250, no team has done better than 250, right? At the Chase and in Adelaide.
Yeah.
That's what the comment says. So yeah, stats heavily in favor of Australia, and just a matter of time before it becomes 3-zip.
this is what Abhishek Rawat has pointed out, that tells Sarat Chandra that STARC bowled many outswingers and made him play for the outswingers. And when he bowled in swinger, his bat couldn't come inside the line. That's typical Mitchell Starc setting you up in a big way. And okay, BB John is like asking, is realistically a final scoreline possible now? For
5-zip?
Yes. Because England look deflated.
So you will have to tell me about the weather in Sydney. It was what I know at the moment, because I have somebody vacationing in Sydney right now. It's very pleasant. It's as summer as it gets.
Yeah.
First week, January, we
does
saw what
always
happened with the BGT last year as well. There's always a bit of cloud cover around. Is that the case this time, if you've done your research on the weather?
Well, technically it can change. Any time it can change, but it is not as hot as it is. But the nature of the Sydney wicket has also changed. It's now
Day
become-
temperature right now is as high as 32 degrees. I can
Whoa,
tell you.
32
this is
feels
Sydney.
like 40.
Yeah.
It does
At
feel
there's a beach called Manly Beach in Sydney. Weather around there, the temperature there, weather was pleasant, sunny. I've seen some pictures as well.
Yep.
And the temperature as high as 32.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Shivam says he's enjoying Delhi weather, not the air. I can, even though Shivam's not said that, but I can tell you he's not enjoying the air. AQI is extremely high right now.
AQI is extremely high. You have been very polite.
India, Delhi's AQI is possibly as high as where you'd see Australia finish tomorrow in the second innings. After lead inclusive.
Although there is one more country that is challenging Delhi though, Sarajevo.
Okay.
Sarajevo flights have been grounded. The European capital there is totally paralyzed because of the dense smog, if I may add. So it's not just
Not fog.
No, it is smog apparently.
Not excessive fog.
No, not excessive fog. And Anshu Mishra saying, Harshit sir, Australia has idea of caliber of England batsmen. They will bat 2 more sessions tomorrow, give their bowlers a proper rest and tire out England bowlers, because this is a long series, and next MCG, if I may add, is just in 4 days time after the Adelaide Test match.
26th is when the Boxing Day Test match begins. That's right.
Is today Sanju Samson's birthday also?
Shivam was telling us it is Punter's birthday.
It is. Wow.
So yeah,
happy
birthday.
What a day to share his birthday.
Happy birthday to the 3-time World Cup winner.
Yes.
2-time World Cup winning captain. Just 2 times.
2-time and 2-time Champions Trophy. So he's got 5 ICC trophies as
Punter,
a player.
what a guy.
But Abhishek Rawat is saying 11 November. Why are people saying Sanju birthday today and all this?
He will play today.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Sanju Samson.
Is he
day.
playing today?
Yeah, he will be playing. Gill's out, na? Because of a toe injury.
He was travelling?
But still, he travelled even to the neck injury. So what stops him from travelling? But last comment before we... 11 November. But by Abhishek Rawat has a word of caution. Australia want to finish it tomorrow because rain's predicted on day 5 in Adelaide.
How big a prediction is?
It is close to 40-50%.
But I doubt, Siddharth. You're not risking. And I think safety, for you to reach a point of safety, and that's what Australia will have in mind, you're batting 2 sessions.
Of course.
You're putting the game to bed the moment you get to about 5:50. The game is done and dusted. England's morale is down. They will have no motivation. It'll just be about having to go in the middle for the heck of it. Test of survival. And that's it.
That's it. So yes, it's only maybe 1 day more that England have some hope. But then looking at it, 356 with 6 wickets in hand, it's advantage Australia for the Ashes. And tomorrow, will it be the final day? We don't know.
Commiserations, I must say, to this English camp. I remember what Ben Stokes had said after the conclusion of the Gabba test, that it's not like we're a weak dressing room. We need strong personalities, and we're anything but weak. That body language, though, and I feel for that dressing room, because where things are in this test match, knowing, by the way, that nothing much has come out of baseball, it's a dressing room under tremendous pressure, and now they know that the Ashes is gone. Australia don't just have one hand on it. I'd like to believe, and even I think that is what the English camp would be feeling. Australia have already gotten a grasp of the Ashes. It is only a matter of time before they lift it in the air with the confetti falling over them.
Exactly. No sympathies for the England team. I mean, you over-prepared for the Gabba, yaar. How will... That's what McCullum said. Oh, we over-prepared.
No, but they didn't even play that match that they could have played.
Of course, that's the over preparation. If they had prepared, they would have been like, oh God.
Playing golf, if I'm not wrong, at that time.
That is their preparation. And then you play only for 6 days, but you have a party for 14 days. That's the England cricket team. Sorry, no sympathies, boss. If you lose the Ashes, you deserve all the criticism and the trolling that you get. Even if it's Ben Stokes, I agree. Warrior, brilliance. The one guy who symbolizes the lion-hearted spirit of any nation that is there. But I'm sorry, this England team are very, very weak indeed. And tomorrow might be the conclusion, or maybe day after tomorrow. So that's it from us in this Ashes contest. More coming your way. Remember, today is the last match for India in 2025. It is the final T20I between India and South Africa. We'll be back at 6:30. Until then, lots more videos coming your way. So from me and Harshit, it's bye-bye. See you at the toss at 6:30 p.m. for India versus South Africa.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.